14th, Pastor Todd here. How do we keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace? Well, we need to forgive each other. Ephesians 4 verse 32 tells us, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ Jesus God has forgiven you. Remember Jesus on the cross, He said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they do. We too need to have a spirit, a heart of forgiveness. That is a way that we keep the unity, by being willing to forgive those who hurt us. That's a sign of Jesus being Lord in our lives. Secondly, we need to be peacemakers when possible. We need to look for opportunities to bring people to Christ and to bring people together instead of to hunker down in fights. James chapter 3 verse 18, peacemakers who sow in peace raise a harvest of righteousness. May we seek to raise a harvest of righteousness, planting those seeds of peace at the opportunities that God gives us. And then we must put the interest of others above our own. Philippians chapter 2 verses 3 and 4 tells us, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but consider others better than yourselves. Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. We need to be careful that we do not become so self-consumed that we are not attentive to the needs and interests of those that are around us. As a matter of fact, there are times where we need to be willing to submit to the interests and needs of others above our own needs, because that is what Christ did as a servant. He looked around to the other's needs, and at times He was willing to put those needs certainly above what was comfortable for Him and His needs. There's a story about a narrow bridge where a ram came from both directions, and the two rams met in the middle of the bridge, and it looked like a fight was going to break out between the two rams and crossing over. And then unexpectedly, one of the rams laid down flat on the bridge, and the other ram crossed over the top of it. There are times where we may want to fight, but in order to be faithful to God, we need to simply lay down and submit and be humble. There are times we're called to lay down our pride and to live in humility, to go forward in Christ.